So what did I decide to do in the end? Well, I've got Masdevallias ignea that I've not done anything with at all, and I've got two spare terrariums now. The reason being, now this is Bonplondii, and what I decided to do with Bonplondii is I'd got one of these containers that I use for the frags. Okay, so it's for semi-hydro. You see, now I am conscious of the fact that I didn't want the acidity of sphagnum moss affecting the pH. So what I decided to do in the end, I checked, because don't forget I only use rainwater. So in that big trough of water where I'd got the moss, the pH, so it was I called it the runoff water. So the pH came out at 6.73 with a TDS of 77. That was in that trough where the moss was. So this morning I did another test, and again with rainwater, and the pH came out at 6.63 and the TDS came out at 54. So that to me is very good. And what I'm going to have to do is, more than anything, is check this runoff water. Just to make sure that it doesn't turn too acidic. And let me just take this one out. Okay. And you see, there's all the moss in there, and it sits on there, the Masdevallia, and I've got a scrunchy pad just around about this area. So I've got gravel, a scrunchy pad there with more gravel and the live moss. And the reason I've done it that way is I'm hoping it'll hold more water. And I had just a little bit of moss left, not a lot. So I've just gently placed just a little bit round here, just on the outside. And you see those roots? And they're already down. So when I put that in here now, and you see, it'll just push in. And this is how it's going to stay now. I'm not going to mess with it, for the simple reason we're coming into the growing season, and I want it to settle down and grow the new growths, but I want it to help with the changing conditions, because of course we're moving into warmer weather. So if this, you see, I've got a few little things that shouldn't be there, but I can always pull them out. So I'm going to check now if this keeps this, whether this gravel will wick anything up. Now if it doesn't, then I've no problems. I'll just take the gravel out and I shall put growstone in. I've had to pull that little net curtain across because it's too warm in that window area, and I've got the humidifier on here because the warm weather, the humidity drops, so that's blasting out behind me. And so what did we do with Vetchana? Right, so all I've done with Vetchana is growstones, a scrunchy pad, moss. And so this one, I shall have to check the runoff water because this has got no holes, so the runoff water can't escape at all. But if we look at this one, you see, let me see. So it's actually sat on the cushion of moss, and underneath, can you see, we've got a dome. So underneath, sorry about that, it has got access to water, and I do believe those roots have greened up. So I've not put any extra moss at all on this one. I just want to see how this one goes on, and I'm hoping it'll come into active growth very quickly. So that's Vetchiana. So the one we're looking at now is Coriacea, and that's the one that's got the growth coming out a little bit lower. But again, likewise, I didn't want to disturb this, hence you'll see I've put a little bit of moss on the top, but not to actually inhibit that coming through. And again, you see we've got growth stones, we've got some lava rock, and we've got moss. And you see all the moss all the way along. Now this has all been cleaned, this moss, and I'll have to keep my eye on it, because you never know whether there's any things in there that might want to crawl up and start to nibble the orchid. Now you see in here we've already got some inorganic material at the base. There we are, you see, that's what it stands on. There's the scrunchy pad, and that's how it sits. So the actual container it's in sits in a cushion of moss. So let's just have a look here. There. I've just put a little bit of moss on the top. Now it's just slightly damp. And I suppose what I can do would be just to spray it very lightly with just rainwater. I mean, the thing is, you know, I've got these little containers, haven't I? And that's just rainwater. So if need be, you see what I mean? I can just, each morning, just spray this moss. I've left some of the middle bit without anything. So I think we're all organised now, and I'm not going to do any more. Well, I've no more moss. So I'm just going to wait now, just to see how these react to just being here. Now, of course, I've not disturbed anything, so I'm hoping by not disturbing anything, but just introducing a little bit more extra humidity, that and the live moss, it might make the Masdevallias happier. Not that they're not happy now, but as we move into warmer weather. And there's the other one. I've just put the other one there. So, just a quick video. Thank you for those who's commented, and I'm going to check the other two terrariums sometime today, just because they'll need some water anyway. So, I'll take my leave of you. Have a nice weekend. Bye bye now.